All right, let's jump right in. If you're in the PMO world, you know things are always changing, right? Well, today we're going to tear down the new PMI PMOCP exam, because what's inside tells us a ton about where our profession is heading. We're going to demystify the whole new structure, and we'll focus on what might be the most important part, the people domain. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's just start with a huge question. What does it really take to be a great PMO leader today? Well, it turns out this new exam from PMI, it's not just another test to cram for. It's basically the official roadmap. It's the answer to that exact question. So let's see what it has to say. Okay, first things first, the new exam blueprint. The big headline here is simplicity. I mean, PMI listened to the feedback from folks like you and me and totally streamlined the whole thing. The goal was pretty clear. Make it way easier to figure out what they actually expect from us as modern PMO leaders.
And how they make it simpler? Well, they boiled the entire outline down to just 3 core concepts. It's a whole new vocabulary, really, designed to get us all on the same page about what a PMO practitioner's job is all about.
So what are these 3 magic words? It's actually pretty simple. First, you have the domain. Think of this as the big picture knowledge area. It's the what. Then, inside a domain, you have tasks. These are your main responsibilities, the how. And finally, you have enablers, which are just real-world examples of the work you'd be doing.
This lays it all out, nice and neat. You see how it flows? It goes right from the what, the big domain, down to the how, the task you perform, and then all the way to the example, the enabler, the thing you're actually doing on a Tuesday afternoon. It's a super clear path from the high-level strategy right down to your to-do list. All right, now that we've got the basic structure down, let's zoom in on one of the most critical parts of this new exam, the people domain. You know, this is where the real-life, human side of project management shines. And get this, it is not some tiny little piece of the pie. The people domain accounts for a full 15% of the exam. That is a massive signal from PMI. They're basically saying that getting the human element right isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's absolutely essential.
And let's be crystal clear here. This is not just about being a people person or having good soft skills. We're talking about something way bigger. This stuff is being positioned as the strategic engine room, the thing that actually drives value and makes the whole organization successful.
So if we look inside this people domain, the exam breaks it down into 5 core competencies. They call them tasks, but you can really just think of them as the 5 pillars of modern PMO leadership. Let's do a quick flyby of each one. First up is enabling a value-driven mindset. Honestly, this is a game changer. It's about getting your team to stop just checking off boxes and completing tasks. The real goal here is to get everyone thinking strategically, to build a culture where you're always asking, why are we doing this, and how can we create more value?
Next, we have fostering customer centricity. This one challenges that old-school idea of the PMO as just some internal administrative office. No, this is about becoming obsessed with your stakeholders, your customers, and truly understanding what they need so that the PMO is genuinely serving them, not just pushing paper.
Third, we turn the spotlight inward with elevating personal impact. This one's all about you. It's about leading by example. We're talking about your personal integrity, how you adapt when things go sideways, and your own resilience. I mean, let's be real. You can't lead a high-performing team if you haven't mastered yourself first.
Number 4 is leveraging technical skills. Now, this might sound like classic PM 101, but there's a really important twist. It's not just about knowing about process or risk management. It's about applying that knowledge to get tangible, measurable results. It's the bridge that connects hard skills to real business outcomes. And the 5th and final pillar, this is the big one, shaping organizational direction. This is where a PMO leader really steps up and becomes a strategic partner. It's about using your business smarts and your cultural awareness to influence the big decisions and help steer the entire organization. Okay, so those are the 5 pillars. But high-level concepts are one thing, right? What does this stuff actually look like day to day? Now we're going to dig into the enablers, the specific on-the-ground behaviors that make these ideas real. I mean, this slide just says it all, doesn't it? The contrast is just, wow. The old-school PMO, they were the process police, always focused on rules. The modern PMO, totally different.
It's a strategic partner, focused on creating value and serving its customers. The whole purpose has shifted.
So what does fostering customer centricity actually involve? Well, the enablers here give us the playbook. You can see it's a whole bunch of things. It's about managing conflict, building relationships, but then you see something like apply interpersonal intelligence. That's next level. That means reading the room, understanding what your stakeholders really need, not just what they're telling you.
And what about enabling a value-driven mindset? Same story. This is not some fluffy mission statement. It translates directly into these actions. And notice how active they are. Analyze data, drive innovation, solve problems. These are all doing words. It proves the modern PMO leader is supposed to be a proactive force for good, not just a passive manager.
So, as we wrap up, let's look at this in a new way. I want you to stop thinking of this people domain as just a section on an exam. Think of it as a practical toolkit, a blueprint you can literally use to build your own career.
And this table just puts it all together perfectly. You connect each competency to its real purpose. You can see the whole picture here: driving value, building relationships, maxing out your own impact, and leading with strategy. This isn't just an exam cheat sheet. This is the job description for a modern PMO leader. So I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. As you look at this toolkit, be honest with yourself. Which of these skills is your superpower, the one you absolutely crush? And more importantly, which one needs some work? Because answering that question, that could define the whole next chapter of your career.